Paul Graham from optimalbody.ca. Today I'm going to go through basic ab exercises for beginners. Today I'm going to go through 3 ab exercises for beginners. Most people start with trying to do progressions of exercises that are far too difficult and they're not getting the full benefit. If you're looking for beginner exercises, I want to emphasize this. It's really important you listen carefully and perform the technique the way it's described. Often people will lose sight of these minor details and they won't get the full benefit of the exercise, and they start moving on to harder progressions before they're ready and they won't see the progress they want. So for the first one, you're going to start off lying on your back. It's something we call lower abdominals. So with this, we're going to teach you how to get control of your pelvis and your spine. So learning how to keep those things stable. So when you lie on your back, you're going to have your natural lumbar curve, or the curve in your lower back. So you see I can slide my hand between my spine and the ground. With this exercise, what I want you to do is think about tipping your pelvis up towards you a little bit, which will flatten the lower back out against the ground. So it's just a basic tip which flattens the lower back against the ground. The real key with this exercise is that you're trying to get the obliques, or the muscles on the outside of your abdominals, to get control of the pelvis. What will happen with most people, they're going to use through the middle of their abdominals, or what people call their six-pack abs. Most people start doing this, where you see how my whole upper body's coming up and I'm pushing with these guys a bunch. You don't want that. You want to try to stay nice and relaxed through the neck, through the upper body. And you want to tip the pelvis a little bit, and you're going to try to stay relaxed through the middle of the abs. So if you push through the middle of your stomach, right where your six-pack abs would be, they should be pulled in and nice and relaxed. Now, if I slide my hands out to the side, there should be tension right between the bottom of the ribs and the top of the hip bone. So you should be able to feel tension there. Often, a lot of people have a hard time just getting tension in those muscles while staying relaxed through the middle part of the abs, those six-pack guys. And just start trying to get control of feeling these muscles have tension, which is tipping the pelvis, flattening the lower back. Keep holding that tension. Once you can hold this for a minute in the proper position with tension on the sides of the abs, relaxed in the middle, you can move to the more advanced version of this exercise. I'll have a link pop up above my head. Again, I want to emphasize this. With the lower abdominal exercise, it's really important where you're feeling contractions. So you want to make sure you stay relaxed through the middle of your abdominals and try to feel tension on the outsides, right between the bottom of your ribs and the top of your hip bones. For the second exercise, something we call the TVA vacuum, it's helpful to have a stick. You could use a broomstick or any other type of stick you have around the house, just so you're aware of the back position, because it's very important. So what you're going to do is get in your hands and knees and put the stick so that it's on your back, contacting your head, your middle back, and your tailbone. So you'll notice I have a little bit of a curve in the neck and a little bit of a curve again in my lower back, just about a palm width space on each. I have my hands right under my shoulders. I have my knees right underneath my hips. And what I'm going to do is take a deep breath in, then breathe out and vacuum my stomach in. So I'm pulling my belly button in towards my spine while trying to keep my spine stable. And that's what the stick is there for, is to help you feel if your back starts to round. Often you'll start to see this happening, where I'm losing that contact point, my middle and upper back are rounding. You want to try to keep those contact points. So again, you'll see if I relax everything, my stomach's hanging. Then when I take a deep breath in, it's going to fill with air. Then as I breathe out, watch, I'm going to vacuum my stomach in. So see how everything's vacuumed in now. And then I hold that tension in. Again though, very important, you make sure you keep the spine in the right position. So with the TVA vacuum, it's really important that you make sure you keep those contact points on the stick. If you're losing your back position, this is because you have a different set of abdominal muscles kicking in, so you're not working the right set of muscles. You want to make sure when you vacuum in, you feel the tension really low, almost just inside the hip bones and across the lower part of the abdominals. Sometimes it might go up a little bit into the sides, but you should mostly feel it down through there. Again, build up until you can do a 1-minute contraction, being able to actually feel the tension there, keep the right position on the body. Then you can go to the next progression of that exercise. I'll have the video pop up above my head. Finally, I'm going to show you what we call a dead bug. So I'm going to start with a basic version of this and then show you the next step in advancing it. So with this exercise, you're going to be using all of your abdominal muscles. So earlier, I was showing you how to isolate a few of the abdominal muscles to get them working. This one, I want you to learn how to use all of those to stabilize your spine. So with the dead bug, you're going to lie on your back with your feet up, knees at about 90 degrees. You're going to put your arms straight up, so you look kind of like a dead bug lying on the ground. Now again, you're going to have your natural curve in your lower back. What I want you to do is, just like the first one, you're going to push your spine down into the ground. So pretend like if you had any bugs under your lower back, you're going to crush them. So I want you to use all of your abdominal muscles to push your spine down. So when you're in this position, pushing your lower back flat, you want to make sure that you keep your head on the ground so you don't have it lifting up off the ground. And you want to make sure that your shoulder girdle stays relaxed, so you're not getting tension and pushing with your arms. So build up to be able to hold this for 1 minute, making sure you're pushing down into the ground, actively pushing so you're getting all the fatigue in the abs. Then once you can hold that for a minute, you can start moving the legs. So start with very small motions, alternating with your right, then your left. And as you move your legs, eventually you'll feel the lower back wants to come up off the ground. Only go as far as you can, keeping that flat. As you get better at the motion, you can start to extend the legs farther until eventually you hit the ground with the heel. But again, you have to make sure you keep the lower back flat, or else you're not going to get the benefit of the exercise. So there you have 3 ab exercises for beginners. You can perform these right from home, and it's, again, really important to make sure you're getting the proper technique before progressing.